Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Masterclass. Oh, this is already turning out to be rather enjoyable, I hope for you, and certainly for me. The opportunity to talk about prospective reviews by budding critics. Some of you who have been published and actually are critics, and some who are just entering the profession. So this is the second by the same author who tells me that these are supposedly translated from Portuguese originals, but extremely well done for the most part. And this second one is a review of Frederick Rzewski, The People United Will Never Be Defeated, that amazing masterpiece in variation form, coupled with the North American Ballads, which is, has the Winsboro Cotton Mill Blues, one of the most iconic 20th century sort of avant-garde piano works, and Mayn Yingele, another set of variations by the same composer, with Benyamin Nuss piano on Berlin Classics. So as before, I'm going to read the entire review, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about it. You ready? Here we go. The American Frederick Rzewski, who passed away last year, is one of the greatest composer-pianists of the second half of the 20th century. He was a student of Luigi Dalla Piccola in Florence and developed a career as a contemporary music performer. As a composer, he dedicated himself to his instrument and had a special fondness for variation form. He wrote the variation form, but I took out the, because we don't need the. Anyway, this album by the German Benyamin Nuss features Rzewski's most well-known work, the 36 variations on El Pueblo Unido Jamás Será Vencido, a song written by Sergio Ortega to commemorate the rise of Salvador Allende and made famous after the 1973 coup as a symbol of anti-Pinochet resistance. Rzewski borrows the Chilean theme and manipulates it in every possible way for over an hour. There are sections of extended technique, whistles, shouts, humming, slaps on the piano, visits to a myriad of different styles and languages, and all sorts of forms. In many moments, Ortega's song is unrecognizable, or it only survives in an interval or a chord. There are frankly tonal variations, almost romantic, others proto-minimalist, and others highly dissonant. By the end, the listener is not tired, but rather obsessed with the theme. Classic recordings of The People United include those by the composer himself and by the pianist for whom the work was dedicated, Ursula Oppens, But I truly believe that this new version by Benyamin Nuss is the most impressive of all. Perfect technique is combined with an artistic vision that does justice to the ambitions of the piece. There could be no better promotion of this masterpiece. The album is completed by another set of variations, Mayn Yingele about Kristallnacht, and by a suite of paraphrases of American protest songs, 4 North American ballads, which complement The People United perfectly. Okay, well, this is a terrific review. Certainly as regards The People United, it makes me want to rush out and hear the recording, which is what you want a review to do. It describes the composer, it describes the work, it describes the performance. It is a review that's written under severe constraints as regards time. So he's not able to go into the performance in excruciating detail. I do wish that maybe he could have said a few more things about American ballads, like, for example, the Winsboro Cotton Mill Blues, or whatever that thing is. It's just delightful. And Mayn Yingele, but that's okay. I mean, the main work is The People United, and that's what he talks about. It's really a very, very solid piece, and I have very little to criticize about it. The only thing I would also mention, and here's the thing, is that in describing The People United, it's 36 variations, but it's 36 in groups of 6, so they're extremely highly organized with each 6th variation summarizing the previous 5, and then the last set of 6 summarizing all of the types of variations in the previous groups. It really is a fascinatingly designed piece. There's not a lot of time to go into that. You could just say that it's, extremely highly organized in sets of 6 or something. I don't know. Maybe you could have talked about that a little bit. And like I said, the North American ballads are just marvelous. And Mayn Yingele won't be well known by most people who even are interested in Rzewski. So again, there are other ways to do it. And I'm not criticizing this particular reviewer for choosing this way, because it is a perfectly valid review. And really, like I said, I'm delighted when things like this come along, because, yay, this writer really understands what the review ought to do, especially a short review like that, just a paragraph. I had nothing bad to say about it. And I wanted to particularly talk about this one because I had nothing bad to say about it, because so many of you are extremely perceptive listeners. And if you can express yourselves as well as this gentleman does, then you're going to be in very good shape when you talk about music or when you write reviews, or whether you want to share your feelings about particular recordings with your friends, or maybe with the larger world of the internet, because that's the whole idea here, isn't it? We want to inculcate in ourselves the ability, if we're going to participate, in these chats and in this community of classical music lovers, we want to be able to express our views in a positive and useful way to our readers or viewers, as the case may be. So this is a review that gets the job done. First class work, my friend, whoever you are. Thank you very much for sending it in, and thank you for listening. So keep on listening, friends. Take care.